It's live from the Alexandra Palace double session today, afternoon and evening, and we are 3/4 of the way through the afternoon session. Already we've seen wins for Lock Yin Lee, who overcame Chris Landman by 3-1. Callan Ridge produced a record-breaking first-round performance to win by 3-0. We caught up with him after to find out how he was feeling after his impressive performance.
Listen, if I play at every game, I'm probably a world champion. But you know, every game's different.
Okay,
as
mate.
a player, you know, I could go there, average 107 next game. If I average 85, that game means absolutely nothing.
But you did put in big numbers. It was an impressive performance. After 2 sets, you're on record pace.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the minute, the way my TV form, European Tour form's been, put your hand up for a win, like. But listen, playing like that, I mean, the other bonus was I know Daniel Stevenson's playing the JDC final on Saturday. And I wanted to watch him. You know, he might be a world champion, and I play a Super League with him back home, practice with him a lot. Lovely kid, lovely family, so it'll be nice to be here on Saturday to support.
Martin Schindler awaits you in the next round.
Yeah, as I said, great lad, great player. He's won 2 European tours, stuff I want to win, you know. I know he's not won a Pro Tour, he would love to win a Pro Tour, but listen, if I can play like that, I'm a danger for anyone.
It seemed like you really enjoyed it today. You had a smile on your face, you had a bit of bounce about you.
Yeah, because personal life back home is very good. And, you know, you can ask anyone, the pundits around, whatever. If my personal head's clear, I can be a dangerous person. And like I say, my life back home's good. Not having much bad news, so my head's completely clear for this event.
Yeah, good honest interview there with Callan Ridge after his impressive 3-0 win. 170 average. Paul Nicholson, you know Callan really well. He was honest there, wasn't he? He has got his issues, hasn't he? Sometimes looks like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. You mentioned it as soon as he came on. He was bouncing on stage today, and it showed in his darts.
Yeah, definitely. I think for some players, it's difficult to play well when things aren't great away from the stage, or indeed the oche they're about to grace. Take Martin Lukeman. His partner's been struggling with illness for the last couple of years. He's been inspired by the strength of his wife. And I think the people in Callan's life have got to stand up sometimes and make things easier for him instead of causing more problems for him. But I like the fact that he had that extra motivation of wanting to stick around to see Daniel Stevenson in the Junior Darts Corporation World Championship final on Saturday lunchtime, because he is very close to him and his dad. And that will be a big occasion for North East Darts as Daniel goes to be Junior World Champion. But he's got to look after himself as well. And if he does that away from the oche and on the oche, he can do whatever he wants.
Got a huge game coming up, the 4th and final game of the afternoon. Gabriel Clemens taking on Robert Owen. We'll have a look ahead to that one in a moment. Just have a look back at what's happened so far, Paul. Lock Yin Lee, impressive on debut, the 23-year-old from Hong Kong. 3-1 winner over Chris Landman, who, despite it being his second appearance here, and he's reached the Players' Championship semi-final recently as well, he looked a little bit overawed by it, to be honest, Chris.
The thing about Landman is that when he clicks, he gets it very, very right. He's super to watch because he's so fast and effective. But there's an equal amount of times where he gets it wrong. Getting here was fairly comfortable, but when he does get it wrong, he can be exposed to be quite a subpar player. And Lock Yin Lee this afternoon averaged mid-80s and made it look better than that. He won the key battles up there, and we're going to see him again. It'll be interesting to see what he plays against Brendan Dolan.
Yeah, and we've just seen Martin Lukeman, 3-1 winner over Nitin Kumar. We heard Martin's interview on the stage. Says he's been struggling with illness, and a lot of people are at the moment. But he found a way to get it done. Nitin Kumar winning his first set ever, his 4th appearance here. He's never won a set before. I thought he played really well, but missed a couple of crucial darts that maybe could have got him back into it.
That set format, isn't it? Because if you miss those crucial darts at double in, say, a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th leg of a set, you can be punished. And maybe the experience of Lukeman over the last couple of years just came to the fore at the right time. And he was able to get across the line with nowhere near his seasonal type of number average-wise, and nowhere near his prowess on the doubles. But like he was saying on the stage just now, he can dig deep just like Nathan Aspinall. And the first round is all about just getting through and then feeling comfortable in the next game you play.
We are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. We are live at the Alexandra Palace. We're going to be here throughout now, from here until the final on the 3rd of January. Who will become the new world champion, or will we get a championship defended? Luke Humphries will be over on drive with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent this afternoon around about 5:30. The world champ will be on talkSPORT giving us his thoughts. Will he become the first man since Gary Anderson to retain the Sid Waddell Trophy? It's going to be some task for him, Paul, but if anyone can do it, he can. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the way that Luke prepares, not just in the practice room in the 3 hours before he graces the stage, it's always about the weeks and the months leading up to big tournaments. He looked very ready for a match play in the summer live on talkSPORT 2, and he was brilliant. He needed to be as well. He knows how to do it now, and nothing will feel foreign to him. He'll come back after Christmas and he will be ready, and it'll be interesting to get his words on drive in a matter of 2 hours time.
Yeah, well, interesting story the other day when we spoke to Rashad Sweeting after his debut performance here. The man from the Bahamas said that he was in the practice room and Luke came in and he almost felt that he had to go, and Luke said no, stay. They had a chat through some darts, and I think Sweeting was very happy and content with that little interaction with the world champion.
The thing is, Luke is a really nice guy. Even when he made it to world #1 and world champion, he hasn't changed a bit. Money can change some people, I'm not going to lie, and it has changed some dart players, but Humphries is not one of those guys. He is simply the same selfless kid that started playing here a few years back. It just so happens that he's lost weight, he's got better, he's got a lot more money and a lot more fame now, but he is still the same guy.
A huge clash coming up. Gabriel Clemens, former semi-finalist here, taking on Robert Owen, a man whose professional career is on the line in the next hour or so.
World Darts Championship, second round, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. From Wales, taking part in his second World Championship, a UK Open semi-finalist, Owen!
Robert Owen makes his way onto the stage, knowing if he can win this match, he may well keep his professional status intact. If he loses here, he'll be going back to Q School to try and regain a tour card that he will lose here. He's not guaranteed to keep it should he win, but he knows he has to have any chance.
He wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament. He didn't qualify for this via the Pro Tour list. The top 32 players in the world rankings on top of some others. His way into this tournament is something we'll talk about, but now it's time to welcome the former semi-finalist, the German giant, Gabriel Clemens, at the start of our show tonight on talkSPORT 2 to talk about. So much is going on, and that's what PDC World Championship darts is all about. It's not just about winning the trophy, it's about all of the other stuff going on. But I'm really glad you brought up the crowd, Mark, because the man from Zarvelingen, 41 years of age, the German giant, will have the crowd with him. There are more people in the audience today from Germany than there are from any part of Wales. And that might have to be something that Stack Attack has to manage in this one. I think he's got to play this game in a bubble and don't inflame the crowd.
Well, let's see. He went quietly about his business. I was very impressed with him, actually, in his opening round win over Neil Zonneveld. Having lost the opening set there. It was an interesting sat for Gabriel. Not been in great form on the TV. I think we could get another one of our seeds go out here. I think Robert Owen's desperation might see him get over the line.
Yeah, it will be fascinating to see how he handles it. But Owen wasn't even supposed to be in the tournament. He finished 33rd out of 32 players to qualify for this from the Pro Tour. He starts with a maximum. First fist pump of many, I'm sure we'll see over prospectively 5 sets. But when there was a random drugs test on Dominic Taylor, he was suspended, removed from the tournament, and as per PDPA rules, the next person on the Pro Tour order of merit gets the spot, and that was Robert Owen. His lifeline for his professional career is purely because of that and the fact that he beat Neil Zonneveld.
Yeah, well, he's alive and kicking here. Clemens with a throw, race to 3 sets. This will be for a place in round 3 post-Christmas. But who will be enjoying their Christmas dinner and who will be wondering what might have been? We will find out. Welcome along, talkSPORT 2, hashtag darts on the radio. If you want to get involved on social media, you can get involved now with our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel as well. You can watch along as Nico and I, or Dance and Mace, or the combination of the 4, talk you through all the action. And there'll be plenty of it all the way through until the 3rd of January for the final. So Clemens down to 167, Owen on 232.
Might have to use the bullseye with his 3rd dart here. 2 single 20s means he has to. Hence the 25 at the end there to leave, you guessed it, 167 as well. So Clemens gets first crack, first dart in the 60. Using different points today, Gabe. A little bit more aggressiveness on the surface, but that 139 leaves double 14 with Owen on his chance for 167.
Yeah, he's hit the treble, can't get the treble 19, so they're going blow for blow at the minute. Clemens first in at double 14.
On the left-hand side of the board, red double, misses a centimetre outside. Perfect adjustment. And one of the reasons why Gabe has gone to a slightly more coarse point is that his dart's going very upright in the board, and no matter which board manufacturer we use here at Alexandra Palace every year, the boards tend to be a little colder. They are in a temperature controlled environment, but when they're being transported from that place to the stage, there is a period where the boards get a little bit colder and sometimes get a bit harder.
I was listening to you and Mace last night talking about the thud of the bullseye. Wonder if we'll get any thuds of the bullseye today. Clemens has started well here, looking for a maximum. Not quite, but he's down to 2-2-1. Owen on throws on 2-6-1, and he's at the hockey now.
This game already, 1.5 legs in, has got an atmosphere. Lots of people not chanting a thing, because I think a lot of these 3,500 darts fans know exactly what's on the line in this match. It's not just post-Christmas darts, but a lot of other things as well. Clemens, that is his first maximum. There will be plenty, and this is a really hot start from Gabe.
It is. 164 for Owen is not going to go. Well, I was confident in the chances of the Welshman. I wasn't envisaging such a strong start from Clemens. 41 for a 2-0 lead in the opening set. 9 for double 16 then, and a break of throw. 1 dart been and gone. This time he misses, and Owen, who was on 28 in the first leg, is going to get a look at 28 in the second.
And if he misses on the outside of double 14, it will be a marker. He's just checking what he's got left here. When you're a bit edgy in the first set, you can forget what you've left. Now he's got double 7, second dart, incoming and in. This is a really good start from both players. They're averaging over 100 each. 1-1 in the first set on talkSPORT 2. Wales versus Germany. So many different country battles that we have now in darts. England versus Scotland, England versus the Netherlands, Australia versus England, and lots of other rivalries out there, but Wales versus Germany, that's got some connotations. We'll get into that in due course.
Yeah, well indeed. Start off leg 3. 140 Clemens is down to 264. Owen on 361 is in the red bit. Oh, he's in again. Surely can land one on the top of those two. Not quite.
And the reason he's called Stack Attack is because of his ability of getting those flat darts to stack on top of each other, and he very much attacks the board.
100.
Well, we could be in for an early finish this afternoon. I think what they should do, sportingly, instead of making it a race to 3, should make it a race to 5. They're playing that well, these two.
I think the person who gets the 3 sets first would probably say, no, I think we should finish there. 164 Clemens, the number 27 seed. First dart's in the treble 18, very good. Second dart is just above that treble 20. But the third dart is the worst of the bunch. A small one leaves him languished on 89. Owen on 161 for a 2-1 lead. He's not going to find it.
No, he needs a treble here. Well, he went for the bull and missed it, so he only got 48. That's not a good visit. So Clemens will feel he might well get 2 bites of the 89 cherry that faces him. 19, single 20 will leave the bull. Will we hear the thud of the bull? No, he's pulled it wildly down below the target.
113 called by Welsh referee Hugh Ware. Single 19 leaves 94, and he can't get the treble 18, so the shot is off. Clemens on 33, which is a checkout that not many people will practice at all. But it is single 1 for double 16. Doesn't get it, so double 8 with the last shot. You hear a thud, but it's on the wrong side of double 8 to the right. So Owen, who left double 11 on purpose, is now on the left-hand side of the board again.
Double 11 then for a breaker throw. He's come inside, so it'll be 3 for double 4. Double 4, 1 dart left for a break, and he's missed it. Massive moments, not only in this game, but potentially in Robert Owen's career. And Clemens is looking at the same green bit. 2 4s, misses on the outside. Now inside, double 2. Well done, Gabriel. Clemens took some getting, but at the 6th time of asking, he takes out the 3rd leg and leads 2-1.
It was 2 years ago where Clemens was having that historic run to the semi-finals, where more than 3 million people were watching him get to the final 4 of the 2023 PDC World Darts Championship. And in the quarterfinals, he beat a certain Gerwen Price. That was a famous game for 2 reasons. One, because famously Gezi wore the ear defenders after the first break. But secondly, that is the best that Gabe Clemens has played on this stage. Not just because he won by 5 sets to 1, but he averaged 99.94, his World Championship personal best.
Owen on his own throw here. He's down to 201. Clemens at the board on 306. Just seen some Damon Heta fans in the building. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see their Australian hero.
58.
Yeah, you don't have to be a genius to find a Damo fan. They're usually somewhat on fire and wearing green and gold.
Nice visit from Owen. He's down to 61. Clemens way back on 248. You are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season on one of 33 cracking UK locations. 61 then to level up the opening set.
Went for treble 7, gets a 19. That's a nice accident because now he can leave double 16. Misses it just on the right-hand side. So double 8 will be his next target when he returns to try and make it 2-all in the first set. I have a feeling, Mark, that a lot of these sets are going to be 3-2.
Well, Clemens has reduced his score to 90. Owen needs double 8 for 2-2. It's on the outside. Ooh, getting further away. 3rd time looking for Robert Owen, and we will go to a deciding leg in the opening set here on talkSPORT 2. It's Clemens 2, Owen 2.
Earlier in the season, the German giant, we were looking at his numbers about 4 months into the season. Around about May, maybe late April, his win percentage was atrocious. It was so poor, and we all thought maybe Clemens is going to have one of those really, really awful seasons, but he's able to turn a really poor season into a somewhat steady one. He still hasn't won on the PDC circuit. He's the highest ranked player never to have won a PDC ranked event. That will have to change. But his win percentage this season of 55% is a lot better than it could prospectively look.
Well, since he got to the semi-finals here, he's seen Ricardo Pietreczko win on the European Tour. He's seen Martin Schindler win twice on the European Tour, and he's just falling down the German pecking order at the moment, the German giant. Owen here on 221 gets a 140 and he's down to 81, and Clemens is on 251. The German giant is in a bit of trouble here.
Yes, he is. When you're throwing first in a set, you do not want to relinquish that. That's a brilliant 140 from Gabe, though. 111 left for the German, but 81 for Owen to take the set 3 legs to 2, and he needs the bullseye. What does it sound like?
44.
Well,
I'm not even sure where that third dart went. It was that wild. Has he miscounted? He's miscounted, hasn't he? Either that or he's missed by a long, long way. Here, Clemens is not going to go out, so Owen is coming back for 37. It'd be nice to see a replay of that, because Owen, he was bamboozled when he walked away from the board. He gets a reprieve, but he's hit treble 5, so now he needs double 11. Is that a marker on the outside? Well, it doesn't matter how you get there sometimes in life, as long as you get there. He took all the detours, all the roundabouts and all the wrong turns, but he gets there in the end, Robert Owen, to take out the opening set. He's just having a chat with the referee Hugh, where he can't believe he almost threw that first set away. But the Welshman, who needs to win, is in front against the German giant. Live at the Alexandra Palace on talkSPORT 2, it's Clemens 0, Owen 1.
How many hours a day do you tend to practice, Michael?
Depends, but minimum 2 hours, 2.5 hours a day. Wow. You need to. Yeah, but so, not all the day. Sometimes I also have a family at home, but when you train, you have to train intensely on the right targets. You know what I mean? There's no point just throwing to the dartboard. You need to set yourself certain targets to make sure you're going to be a better player.
Do you have a coach? Do you ever have anybody kind of look at the way you're throwing?
Coach is a big word, but I speak a lot with Vincent van der Voort. He's a very good friend of me. He's knowledge about. He's been on the tour for a long time, and we speak a lot.
Yeah, well, interesting.
That's a bit different, isn't it? Because I think when you look at it, you think, right, lads just go up, throw darts.
Yeah, but
obviously it's much better than that. But then just to see the tweaks that you have to change, I think he's somewhat for the average person doesn't understand that.
No, small pieces can be a massive impact on darts. You know what I mean? And for us, that's really important, and especially around the World Championship. You want to work on it. You want to turn up as good as possible.
Yeah.
They never made. You don't want to blame yourself for not doing something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to do everything to perform as good as possible.
So I was going to say quarterfinals for you last year, wasn't it, Michael?
Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster. How can I lose that? After that, he didn't win the game anymore.
Yeah. He lost to Luke Humphries next, didn't he? I think. Yeah.
Last year, I was in good shape. I played really well up till that game. Out of the blue, I didn't perform well, but that happened to me too often in the last 2 years. That I played some couple of good games and then a big drop. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you can't always find the answer, but at least you need to try to find one. That makes it a lot easier for yourself.
You've inspired a lot of people in Holland, and you've won the championship 3 times. And of course, we have Barney. So, is it big in Holland? The actual live?
Of course.
I'd imagine it would be.
Everything is live on television, so that's good.
Game. Gabriel Clemens, the German giant, is a set down to Robert Owen, who needs to win to have any chance of retaining his tour card. Later on tonight, Nick Kenny against Stobund, Spencer Suljovic against Matt Campbell, Scott Williams, former semi-finalist here last year, takes on Nico Springer, and Michael Smith, the former world champion, takes on Kevin Dukes. It's a busy week of sport ahead. Tonight over on talkSPORT, Tottenham Hotspur take on Manchester United, the final Carabao Cup quarter-final. Adrian Durham, Sam Manor facing the former England women's striker Leanne Sanderson, our team. Then Game Day Live is back on Saturday. Villa Man City is our talkSPORT exclusive from 12:30. Over on talkSPORT 2, it's Portsmouth against Coventry. Then all the goals as they go in, and live national radio commentary exclusively on talkSPORT 2 as Ipswich take on Newcastle on Saturday afternoon. We'll be live back at the darts on Saturday night. Got a double header to come tomorrow, don't worry, plenty of darts to come. Right, Paul Nicholson alongside myself, Mark Wilson. There was a bit of controversy, or a bit of confusion, maybe the better word, at the end of that opening set. Robert Owen went wrong. What happened?
Well, I had a little jaunt down to the stage in the break there and asked one of the officials on the stage, Welshman Andrew Davies, who is about as experienced as a board official can be. When Robert Owen had 81 left, he hit a single 19, then he hit a single 12. We wanted to see him go for the bullseye. His dart disappeared and he hit a 13 somehow. We wondered what happened. He left 37. He then gets treble 5, going for a single 5. Subsequently would hit the double 11 and take the set 3-2. But speaking to Andrew Davies, I asked him what happened on the 81. He said Robert thought he hit the treble 12 and went for double 13 and hit the single. So all's well that ends well, but he can't do that again.
No, he got fortunate. Clemens, who started off so well, won the opening leg. Not been so good for him thereafter. Missed 6 darts at a double in leg 3. He's been missing too many. 2 from 10, 3 from 11 for the Welshman. And Owen's got the throw in set 2. He starts his visit on 3-1-6. Bit of a mixed bag. He's down to 270 and Clemens on 3-8-9.
If Gabe loses this match, he will lose 85,000 ranking points. That will be the biggest rankings drop of his career by a mile. And he'll have to start from scratch at the start of next season, which will be at the end of January, when we have the brand new, rebranded Winmore World Masters, which will see a lot of changes. It will become a ranked event, and that is something that Gabe may target to start once again, and it might be in the mid-30s in the rankings. Clemens needs 208, but Robert Owen on throw in set 2 has got 170. He's got 1 treble. Doesn't get the second, but no harm there. 105 leaves 65. That's a doable situation.
It is. Clemens on 208. Coming down the board looking for a treble. He's nearer the double than the treble with that second dart. Owen then leads a set to 0. Can he get the opening leg? He's hit the green bit from 65, so he needs tops, and tops. He tidies up. Nice from Owen.
There were lots of people backstage a few hours ago who thought that Robert Owen might trouble Clemens. He is now. That is official. Clemens has got to do that. That's where he pitches his tent when he's playing well. He can max with the best of them. Back comes stack attack. Only gets 1 treble with the first 2. And now in total 95 instead of what could have been something better.
Clemens into the perfect leg. Well, he came down for cover, and truth be told was nowhere near it. A few boos from those wanting to get their hands on 60,000 big ones.
Yeah, if you get yourself on double 12 or double 18 in this tournament and you miss it, this crowd are not going to like you very much.
235 Clemens, 266 Owen. Clemens is back in the red bit again. Second max of the leg.
This is much better from Gabe. Maybe losing his throw in the first set was starting to light a flame under him. He's got 55 here after 9 darts thrown. Tops after 10. Just north of tops by 1.5 centimeters, and then he's low. That's not a good sign that the timing of the throw is slightly off. 1-3-2 Owen.
Yeah, champagne shot. Hits the ball. He's going to stay there, isn't he? He's got plenty of room. He's just checking it's in. It is in. And he has got a bull. Double 16 for a 1-3-2 out. And he's just inside. That would have been a seismic moment in his career.
Well, it wasn't champagne, it was more like Bucks Fizz, that one. Double 10 for Clemens. Second dart incoming. He's got 2 on the outside, and they're not good markers. Dart 3 doesn't find the bed, and all of a sudden the German giant is starting to shake his head. Not a good sign for German fans out there, but Robert Owen on double 8 for 2-0 in the second.
3 darts. One of them comes and goes. Second one's inside, across the board to double 4. And he gets it. Well, it's not Gerwen Price up there, but it's another Welshman roaring out his approval, and a finish taken out leads a set to 0 and now 2 legs to 0 up.
I remember when Robert Owen was making the semi-finals of the 2018 UK Open, commonly known in the sport as the Beast from the East UK Open, that was played with no fans because none of them could get there. Robert made the semi-finals with Dave Pallett. It was won by Gary Anderson over Corey Cadby. At that time, Robert was saying, I'm going to be the best player in Wales someday, and we all thought, is he feeling okay? This is around the time where Gezi Price was becoming a Grand Slam champion and other Welsh players were miles ahead of him. He might not be there yet, but he's still a brilliant player, and he is firmly in control of this match.
Yeah, he is. Clemens, 160 behind, only 96. Well, the fans won't want an easy Owen win here. They'll want this to go on as long as it can. It's a lively old crowd here this afternoon. They'll be back tonight, many of them, for the double session.
If Clemens was to lose this match, it would not be a Frohe Weihnachten or a Merry Christmas in Germany. 1-2-6 for Owen. It is for the set. Clemens is on 205. Owen doesn't have to go for the bullseye this time and doesn't. Perfectly up. Leaves himself on tops to be 2 sets to 0 up and 1 set away from a place in the top 64 in the world for now.
Yeah. But crucially, you say for now, as he needs tops. It's over the top. Is that a bit of a blocker? No, it's not. Robert Owen reels off 3 legs on the spin to wrap up the second set. He's 1 away from a place in the top 64 and the fact that he would have his future still in his own hands. Gabriel Clemens, a German giant. His miserable run is going on here. Can he turn it around? We'll find out on talkSPORT 2. It's Clemens 0, Robert Owen 2.
Is that much greater, Luke? I think now. I mean, I don't know if the power would probably argue that isn't the case, but I mean, I think there's so many great players out there who, as you know, and you're in a bit of a battle with Luke Humphries. We're going to have a chat with Michael van Gerwen, other great players. There's lots of great players at this tournament, aren't there? So you've got to really be on it.
Yeah, well, if you look back at the darts a few years back, it was just looking at number 1 and number 2, whereas you can have a ranked 100 player beating the world number 1, number 2.
Yeah.
And it's just, the darts is so tough. Even when I lose games, it's all over, and I'm just like, he's a professional just like me. Doesn't matter where he's ranked, he's beat me fair and square.
What's that? So you've been asked, I'm sure, to do some fairly mad stuff this year. I was reading something today. You've had a breakfast named after you in a cafe in Ironbridge in Shropshire. Luke went in there around the tournament and had beans on toast with a bit of scrambled egg on the side, and they've now called that the Luke Littler.
Oh, come on! I was expecting something a bit more exotic.
Yeah, opportunistic.
Yeah.
One
solid
of the things.
Brown sauce.
No sauce.
No sauce.
No,
okay.
bread, sauce free. Okay, fair enough.
The boom in darts has led to the revival of the great show Bullseye. I don't know if it's been filmed yet, but you're going to be in it, aren't you, with Freddie Flintoff? I think that's going to be good.
Yeah, I already done the filming, just waiting for it to come out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
good day. You can't tell us too much. It was fun, was it?
Yeah, it was good. First time meeting Freddie. But yeah, well,
Did you get a little bully?
I did.
I thought you might.
That was kind of, it was before your time. You probably saw the old repeats on Challenge and stuff, have you, over the years? But you don't remember it as a show, do you? I wouldn't think on telly.
No, I don't remember too much. But yeah, it was pretty easy. Obviously won the guys on there a few prizes.
Yeah, well, good.
Speedboat?
Well, he can't say. He can't. He don't ruin it.
Clemens has got work to do here at the Alexandra Palace in North London. He is 2 sets to 0 down to Robert Owen, and Robert Owen knows a win would keep him in the top 64 spots for now and would give him a great chance of retaining his professional status come the end of this competition. The German giant on the slide down the rankings. Robert Owen, you have to say so far, Paul Nicholson has been perfectly good value. He lost 2 of the opening 3 legs, but has reeled off now 5 legs on the spin to lead 2-0.
It's been a really good performance. He's a good 4 points ahead of his seasonal average. His doubles are good enough, but he's giving himself enough opportunities. And it was a more comfortable second set than the first. He's put his foot down, averaging 98 in that second set. And Clemens, unlike the classic German engineering, he's stalled. He's got to get out of that, otherwise he's going to be back in Germany this time tomorrow.
All part of the festive 50 over on the talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 networks. On Boxing Day, we've got all 10 Premier League commentaries live and exclusive on the talkSPORT network, so you'll need the talkSPORT app for that. Well, there are actually a couple on the 27th. We've got all 10 fixtures over the Boxing Day and the 27th are live and exclusive on the talkSPORT network. You'll need the app because a couple of those are on the talkSPORT app, including your beloved Newcastle, Nico. They take on Aston Villa on Boxing Day. You can listen along to that on the app. And just for you as well, they're live on Saturday at Portman Road against Ipswich. So a good time to be a Newcastle fan on talkSPORT.
Yeah, they've had a couple of good games recently, winning in the league at home and obviously the League Cup last night, which was a great result. Be interesting to see who they get in the semi-finals, but there are no bad teams left, of course, when there's the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal and Man United or Tottenham. But it'll be interesting to see what happens at the Bobby Robson derby. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it should be a cracker. It's live over on talkSPORT. Our very own Dance will be there alongside his old mucker Perry Groves. That's on Saturday, 3 o'clock, live and exclusive talkSPORT 2. Clemens then with the throw in set 3. Race to 3 sets. Owen leads 2-0. I wonder what's going through Owen's mind at the moment. It's probably been a little bit more straightforward than he might have envisaged up to press.
The one line that should go through your mind when you end that second set is, the job is not done. It's all about how you speak to yourself, because you've got nobody else to speak to. You're not going to talk to Gabe. He's not going to give you any advice. You're not going to get any from the referee or the markers. You've got to speak to yourself properly. It's called PST, positive self-talk. And that is something that Robert has been very good at over the last couple of years.
And one thing we do know about Gabriel Clemens, and he showed it time and again, if he gets on a roll, he can score big.
Indeed. Robert's opportunity to get rid of this match is there for him in the next 10 minutes if he does very effective things. But we have seen very good 2-set performances in the past, and then they still lose by 3-2. Richie Edhouse, the last 2 years, is a great example of that.
And the thing is, he's 2 sets behind Gabriel Clemens, but he's 1 break of throw away from being level in the game. However, Owen is looking for a break of thrower of his own here, and he's left tops with Clemens on a no finish. So Clemens already at the start of set 3 is heavily on the back foot.
Very much so. He's almost on the ropes. Clemens leaves 80 after 15. Stack Attack is on tops after 12. He goes for tops and hits it first dart. He has never played this well on the Ali Pali stage in his previous matches. Admittedly, there's only been 2, but he is trending. His first game a couple of years ago, he lost it. He played okay. He returned this year fortuitously. Great performance, 91.64 in beating Neil Zonneveld, who was fancied in this section. And this is much better than that. This is 96 almost. And this section of the draw mark, it's open for interpretation.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's funny to watch Owen at one of the European Tour events. He went out in the opening round and he was there with his family. A lot of his family were there, and you just wondered if they thought as they left the building that day, I wonder if we'll ever get to come back and do this again on the European Tour, because it's not a given that he will get that opportunity again.
Yeah, that's true. He went to 2 European Tour events in September. One of them, the Flanders Darts Trophy in Belgium, but the one the week before that, he played Gian van Veen 2 weeks in a row and lost to him both times, but won his first round match with great darts. And that ranking money that he got from those first round matches is one of the reasons why he is here. He's on 235, and he's got the darts at the hockey now, 7'9 1/4 inches away. Clemens on 2-1-3. Owen's going to have a chance of getting his fishing rod out.
He is. 2-1-3 Clemens. Good visit here from Clemens, though. Could inspire the start of a comeback. 96, not bad, but maybe not enough. The big fish then to move within one. Right on the angle of the wire. And again, he's hammering the top wire of the 60, but does crucially get inside it. Clemens then for a break, 1-1-7.
Needs something to happen. We haven't had a ton plus finish in the match. Are we going to get one from Clemens? He's got the treble 19 first, then the single 20 for tops, and he's found it clean as you like. And boy, did he need that, because if he misses double top, Owen is waiting on 70 points to go within one leg of winning this match. Surely, Robert, it's not going to be that easy to make Gabe roll over. Apparently, Gabe is back. First visit of the next leg, which is the third of the third set. It's a steady 97.
I'm feeling nervous for Robert Owen. Goodness knows what he's feeling at the moment. Again, he's hammering that top wire, but can't get inside it. He just double checks as if to say, "You kidding me?"
This is a big game for Robert. It's a £10,000 match. You're guaranteed £15,000 for being in the second round. You get $25,000 if you're into the post-Christmas action. And with all due respect to him making the 2018 UK Open semi-final, this is the biggest game he's ever played in. So far, he's played superbly. But the next phase is to get the job finished.
I think Clemens is going to have a big say in what happens in the next 20 minutes or so. We've had 20 minutes of this game so far, Oki time. And Owen knows he's on the back foot here. Clemens 149, way in front. Could take it out if he wants to. Could take it out, the 149. He's looking at 2/16s just inside the wire.
Could have been back-to-back ton plus finishes there for the number 27 seed from Germany. He's coming back for double 8 with Robert Owen, leaving 145. Great ball management there from Robert. Should be 2-1 Clemens in the third set, and it is. This is a much better performance from the German, averaging 99 in this set, and he's found the accelerator. It's very late into his charge here, but at least he's starting to find it now.
Without wishing to draw upon bad memories, Paul, you've been in this situation that Robert Owen is in now. What is going through his mind at the moment?
It sometimes depends on the person. When I was in this situation, I was 2-0 down, and I felt like I was falling. It was not a nice feeling at all. I mean, the lights going out on the stage, that wasn't a very good thing to happen in the middle of the first set. I suppose it was somewhat symptomatic of what was about to happen, but when you've got the lead, you think that you're going to win this match. He's got to have the same mentality as the start. Go out there and get it. Do not expect it to come to you.
Well, his first job here is to hold throw. He's 2-0 up, but he's 2 legs to 1 down. If he can make it 2-2, then he makes Clemens throw to stay in the match. That might put its own pressures on the German giant as he whacks in a 1-7-1.
That was a really interesting switch. 360 points, and he decides to go for the 19s on all 3 darts. Only Clemens knows why he did that, but it was very good.
Well, he's on 189, so he's not on a finish. Owen is on 101. He's back in again in the green bit. And again! Well, if he stays there, he'd leave 18, so he doesn't really want to do that. So now he'll... wow. He's at treble 17. That is 6 perfect darts to leave himself on double 12.
He could lose the leg. Single 7 leaves 94 for Owen. He's got treble 18 tops. Massive dart. 81. Half an inch low. Clemens, after 5 treble 19s and a treble 17, has now got double 12. And that is a brilliant 13 dart leg to take that third set. I've got to say, I've never seen 360 points taken in 7 darts like that before. That was not creative from Gabe Clemens. That was a work of art. Move over, Gustav Klimt, because Clemens is here winning set 3.
Owen has got the throw, start of set 4. goes off with a ton. He leads 2-1. A reminder, if you just joined us, welcome along live from the Alexandra Palace on talkSPORT 2 and on the brand new talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. You can watch along with us there. Robert Owen knows a win here would keep his hopes of a tour card alive. He's right on the edge of the top 64. Win would take him in it. If he loses his tour card as well. So it's a massive game for him. Clemens, former semi-finalist, is sliding down the rankings. He's on a recovery mission as well. Owen gets a maximum, well-timed maximum as well. He was 2 sets to 0 up, but Clemens just put in a world-class set in set 3. And now he's in again. Does Gabe Clemens think he's being booked for an exhibition or what?
Amazing 162 on the 18s there. 143 is left for Clemens, and Owen misses the bullseye on an 81 checkout. At least this time he knew he was going for the bullseye, but 143. Clemens is 2 sets to 1 down, but he's on the charge. He's got the treble 19 again. Gets the treble 18. Oh my word. If he hits this double 16 now, the German contingent are about to go sehr loud, very loud. It's very loud! What on earth is happening here at Alexandra Palace? Somebody's flicked a switch, and it's German coloured.
In the last 2 legs, he's gone 1-7-1, 1-6 out, 24th checkout, and then he's gone 1-6-2, 1-4-3 out. He is playing like he's down the local pub, enjoying a bit of an exhibition with his mates. World class from Clemens. And now we're getting a real test of Robert Owen's mentality here. His professional future under the pump. And the German giant is stomping all over his hopes at the minute.
I think one of the reasons why he's using the treble 18, the treble 19, the treble 17 more is because the treble 20 is not working very well. It just so happens that the switches have worked almost perfectly over the last 2 or 3 legs. That's a max for Stack Attack. The 6th of the game. They've got 3 each now. And Gabe's back on the 19s. 1-3-3 it will have to be.
Owen has given himself a chance to break back. He's on 2-2-1. 80 scored with 2. Oh, credit Robert Owen here. This is magnificent. This is one of the biggest mental tests he will ever have. Clemens is, well, he's roaring back here. And another 1-3-3 from Clemens. 81 for Owen. He missed the ball for this in the last leg.
Is he going to get a shot at the bull again? How's the 12? He's got the treble this time. Double 13 it is! And this time he does get the 81 checkout. It's 1-1 in set 4. What's about to happen next? This game's got to be compartmentalized because it's best of 3 legs from here in set 4. If Owen wins from this position, he will win the match and go to post-Christmas darts to play against Dave Chisnell or Ricky Evans. What a doable part of the draw that is. But Owen starts with a 140 in leg 3. Can Clemens use the switches more effectively, because it looks like he's abandoned the treble 20?
This is live sport at its very best here on talkSPORT 2. You're watching Clemens roaring back into the contest. You're watching a man fighting for his livelihood who's hitting him back with everything he's got. Back-to-back ton 40s for Owen. 1-1 in the 4th set. Owen leads 2 sets to 1. Race to 3. And if Owen wins, he's back in the world's top 64 with a game to come at least.
I'm going to take you back to the 2018 championship. Jamie Lewis wasn't in the tournament until he got through the last chance qualifier. He made the semi-finals and lost to Philip Douglas Taylor. And that was on the 30th of December 2017. Robert Owen might be on the same sort of charge, you know. 1-2-6 for him. He's got treble 19. Needs a single for the bull, but he's not going to go for it. That's very smart. He's within 1 dart of taking leg 3 of the 4th set and being within 1 leg of winning this contest.
He looks calm. I wonder what's going on underneath that cool exterior. Tops he needs, and Clemens is on 230, so there's not any great pressure. One of the best camera shots in the business, sees it go right in double top, and he's one leg away now, Owen. He leads 2 sets to 1, 2 legs to 1. Clemens back up north in the treble, is in treble 20, but only 99. A leg he has to win to stay in the tournament.
Sometimes we can overcomplicate how good a performance is. Robert Owen, at the end of this 4th set, is averaging 99.15, which is very close to the best that Gabe's ever played on this stage. This is by far the most impressive mental performance that Robert Owen has ever put in any darts match he's ever played in, just when he needs it the most.
Well, those 2 legs at the end of the 3rd set and at the start of the 4th set, when he was just peppering the cover shots all the time, Gabriel Clemens. Robert Owen, well, he was on the end of a blowtorch, but somehow he kept his calm, he kept his composure, he fired back a couple of 180s, took out 81. And he's alive and kicking here. Poor last start there, though. Clemens 2-2-4, Owen 2-7-6. Owen knows if he doesn't win this leg, he'll be throwing for the match in the next leg.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? He was 2-1 up, and still is 2-1 up in the 4th set, feeling so close to victory, but if he doesn't negotiate this 2-7-6, things are going to be really impactful in the final leg of the set. Great 140 though, till he 1-3-6. Clemens to take us all the way in set 4, 1-4-1. He'll start down south.
No joy. Treble 5 after the single 19. Does get a last start treble 20. So Robert Owen then, 1-3-6 for the match. Just above the top wire. It looks like we're going all the way in set 4.
Seems so simple to say that. Can Clemens take us all the way? Can he find double 16 after that perfect single 15? Dart 2 was a nightmare. How's Dart 3? It misses. So Robert Owen needs tops to take out the number 27 seed to go into the top 64 in the world provisionally, but maybe most importantly, to be in round 3.
He's having a drink of his water. He comes up to the hockey. This might be the biggest dart he ever throws in his life. Tops he needs! And Robert Owen sinks to his haunches. He cannot believe it. What a performance from the Welshman. A warm embrace and a well done from the German giant. When you look at everything that Robert Owen was up against, he had to win to have any chance of keeping his tour card. It's not guaranteed that he'll keep it, but his chances are a whole lot bigger than they were an hour ago. Brilliant win, brilliant performance. He was pushed all the way, Owen in that one. He's through to round 3. He'll be back after Christmas. It's up to those behind him to catch him now. For Gabriel Clemens, the slide continues. He cannot buy a TV win at the moment. But for Robert Owen, he must feel on top of the world at the Palace. He's won this one by 3 sets to 1.
There are so many things to talk about as a result of that brilliant performance. And it is, without a doubt, the best that Robert Owen has ever played. Under these kind of circumstances, to do that, 40% on the doubles, nearly a 99 average. The checkouts on tops were just spectacular. He saw it, he hit it with one dart at least 3 times in that game. And when you hit your first match dart at tops like that, it shows that you're ready to do really good things. He is now at 64th in the world provisionally. That is actually provisionally 63rd, because Steve Beaton is going to be handing in his card at the end of the season. And it also means that Wesley Plazier, who is out of this tournament, is not going to be inside the top 64 at the end of the season, which means his race to the match play for next year is scrubbed. He has to start from scratch at the start of next season. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many other things to uncover.
He's not there yet. Not yet. There are still players as you go down the list, the likes of Jeffrey de Zwaan. There are others behind him as well that if they can put a run together here, Paul. Jeffrey de Graaf was through already to round 2. There are players that could still catch him, so he can't quite rest on his laurels. But I think as a sportsman, the one thing you want to ask is that it's in your own hands. And he now, well, if he wins another game, he's guaranteed. There's nothing more sure than that.
Off the back of that, you've got Ricky Evans against Dave Chisnell before Christmas to play Robert Owen after Boxing Day. If you were to throw me Dave Chisnell with his current form, Ricky Evans in his current form, and Robert Owen, I choose Stack Attack. He's the one who's got the smile, he's got the form, he's got the motivation, he's fully fit as well. There's been a lot made of Dave Chisnell having a bad back and maybe too much negativity coming from Ricky Evans. But Robert Owen's had his problems with his knee. It was in bits. He could barely walk. He was walking with a brace for 2 years. Now he's feeling as fit as he's been in the last 10 years, and he's playing as well as maybe he ever has.
A great picture as that double went in and he just sank to his haunches, dropped his darts on the floor, and then the big smile that followed. What a moment, what a game of darts that was. Clemens played his part after a slow start. I mean, he was absolutely torching Owen in that third set and at the start of the fourth, but it says a lot about Owen that he had the temperament, he had the courage to stand up to it, and he holds on in the end.
Yes, absolutely. I think when people approach Robert over the next couple of hours, what they should say to him, and I don't invest a great deal in telling people about their averages, but sometimes they're worth mentioning, because when Clemens came back into the game by taking set 3, Owen's response was to average 112 in that final set. Remember when Dustin Johnson was at the 2015 US Open at Chambers Bay, and he was 243 yards away from the green with a 5-iron in his hand, and he stuck it to 6 feet, and you thought, well, that's over. He 3 putts and Jordan Spieth wins. He couldn't finish the job. Robert Owen could. He found himself within 3 legs of getting to the last 32 for the first time. He nailed it. Well done, Robert.
He did. What a day of darts we've had so far. The beauty is there's more of it to come tonight. We saw first ever win for the debutant Lock Yin Lee, beat Chris Landman by 3 sets to 1. Callan Ridge put in a masterful performance, averaging over 107 as he beat the Croatian debutant Romeo Gerbovac by 3 sets to 0. Then Martin Lukman, recent Grand Slam finalist, had his hands full with Nitin Kumar. The Royal Bengal pushed him all the way, but Lukman eventually prevailing by 3 sets to 1. And it was the same scoreline in our final game. Gabriel Clemens, the 3rd seed to fall here, beaten by Robert Owen by 3 sets to 1. We've got plenty more darting action to come tonight. We're back live here at the Alexandra Palace from 7 o'clock tonight. Nick Kenny against Stobuds, Mensah Suljovic against Matt Campbell. Last year's semi-finalist Scott Williams takes on Nico Springer, and Michael Smith, former world champion, takes on Kevin Dukes. All that to come tonight up on talkSPORT 2 next. Cult Heroes with Danny Kelly. Our thanks to Nico, Dance and Mace. Producer Matt here as ever. We'll be back here at 7. You get the feeling the darting drama is just beginning, but I think those in the Owen household might be about to enjoy their Christmas. Robert Owen is through. He's beaten Gabriel Clemens by 3 sets to 1.